What's going on, everybody? Strike City DMV right here, trying to give you an update on the Melford Ponds tournament. This is going to be my first tournament, first of a series of tournaments that I'm going to be holding throughout the DMV area. We're going to see how this first one kicks off, and after that, I'm going to be listening to basically the word on the street, some of my subscribers, and just kind of getting a pulse of where to do the next tournament. I've already got a couple options that I know of and that I think that'll be a good turnout. Some of them are going to be in the Columbia area. I'm thinking maybe Lake Elkhorn. Some of them are going to be in a new place that a lot of you may or may not have fished, that I personally fish, which is Lake Greenbelt. Pretty big lake. There's a lot of brush piles that are out kind of deep, but there's a lot of laydowns and structure. So there's big fish in there. There was actually a 10-6 caught earlier this year, right after I caught my 7-pounder, maybe 6 3/4, but it was close to 7 in March, and it was caught like maybe a foot down from where I was at. So got some stuff coming. So just to give you a tournament update, we're exactly 2 weeks away from the Melford Ponds tournament in Bowie. I've been hearing a lot of chatter about the fishery itself. Let me just give you guys that don't get the opportunity to fish it a lot. It's a great fishery. It's very pressured. It's a lot of fish in there. The bigger ones can be tricky to catch, so a lot of you may get discouraged because you only see about the 2-pound and under range coming out of there. But there's a lot of big fish in there as well. You just got to catch them, and the big fish are smarter than the smaller ones. Smaller ones sometimes can be more aggressive depending on the time. But right now, we're getting to that post-spawn stage. So they're going to be hungry. They're going to be ready to eat. So for all that are concerned about there's not enough big fish in there, there's plenty of big fish. You got to catch it. I would basically say it's easier to catch bigger fish in there than, say, Centennial. Centennial's a big lake. I personally hadn't caught anything out of Centennial bigger than 2.5 pounds, but that doesn't stop me from going to Centennial because I know that there's big fish in there. You just got to catch it, and it's perfect for bass. You just got to catch them. I'm sorry. So just again, let me answer some questions about the Melford tournament on Sunday, June the 26th. That is exactly two weekends away, including this one. First prize is going to be a combination of cash of $125 minimum plus a rod and reel combo, which is most likely going to be a bait caster. I'm thinking Ebby Garcia. Now, how I'm structuring this is depending on the number of entries into the tournament. That's going to drive the overall cost, or not cost, that's going to drive the overall payout. Just like in all the tournaments that I fish, the more people enter, the bigger the payout gets. The pot starts automatically at $125, and then if we go over a certain amount of people, which I have that internal number for the tournament, then that pot from $125 goes up to $180, $200. So it'll grow exponentially depending on the number of entrants into this fishing tournament. Alright, so let me just give you a brief description of the Melford tournaments. Right now I have on my MacBook the pond. So I'm gonna pick the camera up, so bear with me, and I'm gonna give you a up-depth close look at the pond, my scouting report. So as I blow it up on Google Earth, blow it up, see, does it get any bigger? Nope, doesn't get any bigger than that. Okay, so as you can see, let me take a step back. So this area right here, this is the pond itself. It's kind of this is the first pond. It's a clear water pond. So let me see here. Come down. So there's plenty of parking all along here. It's the science and technology parking lot, I believe. There's plenty of parking all along here where you see my cursor. Um, right here, there's like a little mini bridge. That's probably where I'm gonna set up at and meet everybody. It's a good place to fish. It drops off and it starts shallow and drops off into deeper water. It's a very small little bridge, but I know now. The last time I went out there was about a week ago. It's the grass is up pretty heavy, so it's pretty thick. But for the most part, all along this bank right here, the grass mats are starting to come up. This opposite side seems to be a deeper bank. I like fishing along this side, and right along this area right here, maybe about midway down, directly across from the dock, there's a tree that's a really good. I like that area. As you move down to the opposite end of the lake or the pond, it's a deeper. It's very deep on this opposite end, very deep. I've heard of it getting as deep as 50 or 60 feet. There's another small walkway slash dock. I mean, it's not really a dock, but it's kind of like a dock. You'll know it when you see it. It's a wooden flat dockish type boardwalk, I guess, if you may. And it's along this area right here, and you'll notice it because there's a fountain right across from it. That fountain can be good fishing as well. So, with that being said, that's a real good spot to fish. All right. Actually, no. I'll take that back. Take that back. I'm sorry. Scratch everything I just said. I'm looking at the wrong one. I'm looking at it through my GoPro LCD screen. Scratch everything I said. Start over. This pond is the Clearwater Pond. This is the Clearwater Pond. This right here, where my cursor's at, is the dock. Thought it was looking kind of weird. Yeah. This is the dock right here. This is where we'll be meeting at. There's a trail that goes all the way around it. The grass in this dark shaded area, this is basically all grass. There's a little water impoundment. I don't know what you want to call this, sewer pipe, above ground sewer pipe right here. It kind of got some deeper spots in here. No more than probably about 4 feet, 5 feet. But they hold fish in this area. This is the deeper bank that I was talking about. There's a tree right along here that's pretty good. This area drops off pretty deep water. For the most part, this is a clear water pond, and anybody that fishes clear water, for the most part, it's always hard to catch fish in clear water because they can see you. So you want to avoid wearing bright colored clothing. You want to wear something that is kind of neutral so that the fish don't see you. All right. Here's the fountain that I was talking about, and here's that kind of boardwalkish type of dock, if I may. A lot of big fish have been caught around here, or some of the bigger ones I've seen caught in this area, because everybody knows with the fountains produce air, and bass and any fish kind of flock to areas that have a lot of air in them. The water concentration that has a lot of air in it, and heavily supplied with oxygen. So this is also a good area. This is the end that it's pretty deep. There's a little right here where my cursor's at. There's a little sewer pipe, and as soon as you guys be careful on this sewer pipe right here, because as soon as if you were to fall off this sewer pipe, you're immediately in like 12 foot of water, at least minimum, if not more. So it's really deep on this end. I want to say in excess of 40 feet. So this is a pretty deep pond. That's why it can be tricky to catch some of the bigger ones, because sometimes when it gets hot, they go deep. So a Carolina rig on this deep end could possibly produce some 3 to 4 pound fish. Then once you cross the street, right here, right across the street, as you can see, I'm moving across Melford Boulevard. Here's the other pond. This is a more muddy water pond. I've heard of more consistent, bigger fish coming out of here. Me personally, I like to fish a more stained colored water where the fish can't see you. It's easier to catch them, in my opinion, just off my years of experience. On this side of the pond, at this point you can't go any further, but on this side you can go all the way down to the end. There's parking along the side right here, as you can see where my cursor's at. It's parking. And let me go back to the pond across the street. Also, I'm sorry. Before I get back to the pond across the street, there's parking all along here. If you want to start at that pond, and if you want to park all along Science Drive, you come around the roundabout. Once you come off the highway, for people coming from the Bmore area, you go around the roundabout right here, where my cursor's at, and then you come down Science Drive, and you can park along the roadside here too. All along Science Drive you can park. And also at the top end of the pond, on this northernmost point of the pond, there's also another street, and you can park right here as well. You can park along the side. So there's plenty of parking. There's two ponds. You know, there's fish. There's a lot of fish in it. My buddy Brock, I don't believe he's going to be able to fish because he's going to be working. But he's definitely going to participate in the next tournament. He's basically said I posted a picture on my Instagram, StrikeCity_DMV. So please follow me on Instagram. I posted a picture. He caught a 5-pounder, I believe on a topwater bait, maybe a walking bait or something like that. I'm not sure. I believe it was I know it was a topwater bait for sure. I forget what it was, but he caught a topwater on the deepest end, I believe. So that's pretty much an overview of the ponds. It's gonna be hot out there, guys. Let me put this camera back up here. It's gonna be hot outside, so stay hydrated. I'll be walking around with the scale and the clipboard, and we'll be having try to have cold bottles of water, or at least water going around for everybody. So to make sure we're hydrated, because it's gonna be hot. Try to wear your protective gear, your hat, your sunglasses. If you have any type of Huck performance gear, masks that you want to wear, I would suggest it. It's best to try to catch your fish as early as possible. That's pretty much it. It's gonna be a good tournament. We're gonna have some great giveaways, some great prizes. Just something that I've been wanting to do for a while. A lot of people have been asking about tournaments and stuff out here for the shore angler. And I plan on doing a lot more in this area. I'm going to try to venture out with my boy to try to find some spots more spots in the Crofton area, more spots maybe possibly in Baltimore. Columbia has a lot of lakes, and everybody probably seen one rod. There's a bunch of lakes in Columbia, so try to catch a couple of lakes in Columbia, but they're pretty pressured as well. Elkhorn, Centennial. I like Centennial because it's pretty big. It's also pretty tricky to do a weigh-in because you're going to have to tote your fish around and bring it back to a certain point. It's pretty big, so try to make it as less stressful as possible. But don't forget, with the tournament, like I said, hydration is key. We want everybody to be safe. Make sure you have protective layers of clothing, sunscreen. Bring a bucket for your fish so that you can keep them in there for a little while until I walk around and weigh the fish, and then you can release them immediately. So that's pretty much it. You can pre-register at no charge at my website, www.strikecitydmv.com. Also, follow my YouTube channel, StrikeCity_DMV, for more tournament updates and giveaways. And that should be it. If you got any questions about anything, my information is on my website, StrikeCitydMV.com. That's pretty much it. Tight lines, everybody. See you at the Melford tournament.